And it's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. We started out about 8 o'clock, but we've really been fooling around and messing around, so we're not going to charge for all that time. I did put on the chain guard, and that's nice and quiet and tight. Brake feels good when we spin the wheel on the lift. We don't have the cover for the right-hand side timing adjustment access, so see if you have the cover for that. The crossbar that goes underneath the gas tank is not, we don't have that. It goes across here under the bar, it holds this peg and goes across to both stabilize the tank this way and be a safety bar in case of a crash so that the tank doesn't come off and kill you. So there's a safety bar missing here. We got the fork gaugers on, they look pretty good. And they should be just fine actually. This is full length and see what happens. We bought some black clamps and they look good. I like those a lot. What else, Kevin? Anything interesting? We don't have this left side cover. You have that. We know that. We're going to start it here in the shop, and then if we feel good about the bike, Kevin will do a test ride. So that's where we are. All right, this is a cold start. It hadn't run since yesterday. We found out yesterday that it likes to have a really sloppy tickle on both sides. And did you use a little throttle or no throttle when you?
A little throttle.
Okay, sloppy tickle and a little bit of throttle and start it up. Let's see how it goes today. All right, that thing sounds good. Kevin's going to take it outside and go up and down about 1.5 miles on our local area test ride. Well, we're waiting for Kevin to come back, and I realized I may not have started the video when he left. It was a smooth takeoff. He went through all the gears all the way to the end of the block. Sounded good. So now we're just waiting for him to come back. Oh, please come back. And I hear him. Here he's coming. I can't see anything in this bright sunlight, so I hope I've got him in the video. Wow, boy, in the sunlight I can't see anything on this screen. Whew.
Okay, brakes are fine, acceleration's good, shifting is good. I think the noise is coming from the front end.
What noise are you hearing?
It's just an occasional, it's like when it's going around you hear a bump, bump, bump. And when I look down, this side is wobbling.
All right, so we'll spin it around, face it out, and take a look?
Yep.
Okay. All right. It's scary, isn't it? All right, we'll turn it around, spin the front wheel.
And I personally would roll this up a little bit. For me, it's a long reach down. I just roll this up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
We want to lift those bars up a little bit because they're really close to the tank.
Yeah.
And something. Oh, I'm gonna. These cables are under versus over. I'm a cable over guy because right now when they bump up against the tank, they rev up the engine. So I'm gonna move these cables to over the brake handle, and the client, if he wants them under, can put them back under. It's two trains of thought there. I'm a cable over guy. Other people are cable under guys. So we'll set it up my way and see how that goes. All right, it's about 12 o'clock and the front wheel is off. The bike is on the jack with the sky hook. And I'll show you what I found. This nut is only finger tight. So I expect that tightening it down will solve the noise problem. In the meantime, I'm gonna put it back on, then I'll check these the adjustment on this brake assembly. So let me tighten this down and put it back on. All right, well, it's about noon 30. The wheel's back on the bike. We've solved the clicking sound by tightening the axle nut. I have 2 wrenches on the 2 brake actuator being pulled fully engaged by this bungee cord. It's not pretty, okay? If Kevin were here, we'd each take one of these, and then we'd measure the distance between here and here with this and adjust it. Now, here's the problem. If I put this on like this, look at this other end. It's not anywhere near correct. So I'm going to put a bolt in here. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, let's pick a bolt. Any bolt? No, I actually have one of these. Let's put this in here. Okay. Oh, I love this. Chrome plating is a pain in the butt. Let's try the other end. Chrome plating messes things up. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. That's nice. This one's on here, and look at the distance here. This thing is out of adjustment by about ½ an inch. Okay, and I really can't do much there. Now here's the problem. Somebody chrome plated this assembly with it put together, and I can't break it apart. I have to unscrew this nut, which is the lock nut, and then unscrew this from the shaft. You can see a little bit of thread there. And I can pretty much guarantee that I'm going to A, pretty much destroy the chrome, and B, a really good possibility that I'm going to ruin the bolt, this end, or this end, or this end. In other words, the chances of this guy coming out unscathed are somewhere between slim and none. But it can't be used as it is, because with it set up like this, you're only engaging one shoe. The other shoe's not doing any good. They have to be balanced. So I'm going to go over to the vise, and I'm going to try to undo this locking nut. I'm going to try to undo this end. I'm going to try to undo everything and see what happens. And if it breaks, it breaks, because it should not have been chrome plated as one unit. Well, I lucked out. I was able to get the rod unstuck by turning, well, let's not talk about how I did it. Basically, the adjuster nut came loose, and that freed up everything. So let's get down in here, get into the guts. You can see how much adjustment it took to get these hooked up while being fully engaged. So let's just turn this down, snug it up. There. And the front brakes are adjusted so that both brake pads, both brake shoes will be fully usable when stopping. So let me undo this nasty looking bungee cord that I ran all around the bike. All right. You got to do what you got to do when you work by yourself. Loud noise, loud noise, loud noise. Okay. Good action. Now I'm going to adjust it some because that's too much up there. By the way, this cable is way too long for this bike. It's a cable that's made for stock handlebars. So I routed it over, around, under this down here. The adjuster is like so. I'm going to adjust the front handle hand grip lever for full braking, and have Kevin do a second test ride tomorrow.